Hey guys, it's Philly Pre and I'm back again with another K-drama review. I haven't posted. Sorry guys. It's been a little bit since I posted something. I did finish some things, but I don't know. The one I finished, I was so irked that I just didn't want to do a review on it. Maybe I'll come circle back and go back to it and do a review at some point, but I just didn't. And if I look a little crazy, lips dry, eyes looking all whatever, I just finished this drama. And if you know me and if you watch my videos before, you know if it gets emotional, I get emotional right along with it. So I done had a whole little cry fest, dry face, and I was like, guess what? You know, my videos, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. Anyway, but so I'm literally just finished watching and I'm recording, so this is what it is. So I just finished It's Okay Not to Be Okay on Netflix. First of all, shout out to Netflix. Thank you, because they really are continuing to step up their game as far as like the Korean dramas, and I'm just loving that they're doing that. But there's a drama that I need them to get, but I'm gonna have to like find somebody to message in Netflix like, yo, y'all need to get the rights to this. But anyway, that's another story. So let's jump right into this review. This was a drama that I wanted to watch. Or the beginning, I was like, I'm watching this drama. Yes, can't wait. Then as it got started, I was like, ugh, I don't really do dark dramas. If you know anything about me, not really my cup of tea. Things stay on my subconscious a little too long, and I ain't got time for that. So I was like, I don't know. And it seemed, I don't know, I just got the impression at first that it was like going to be a little too dark for my taste. But I was like, okay, wait and see. If it is, you just give it up, you just move on, whatever. But I think I did at least 2 episodes. And by the second episode, I was like, I feel like I can handle whatever is going to come up. I don't think it's going to be too dark. And I really like this drama. So, you got, Gang Tae, who is, like, he's actually not the older brother, but you would think he is. And then you have Song Tae, who is the older brother, but, I'm assuming he's like, I took his thing to be like some type of autism or something like that, because he was like high functioning, but he definitely had, some other ailments that were, some other issues that you knew, like he wasn't, he had like autism or something. I don't want to say anything politically incorrect, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And, unfortunately, he saw his mom be killed, and he can't remember the person's face, but he knows that there was this thing with the butterflies. And in the beginning, I was like, what is up with these butterflies? Of course, you figured it out later because they tell you like what was going on with him and the butterfly. But listen, they was always moving, and so Gang Tae had to like become the older brother and take care of his young, pretty much at a very young age. And then he had flashbacks of not having a good childhood. The way it was perceived and the way he saw it, which some of it was true, but some of it, was a little, we see things our way and we don't always see the other side of it. So, it was basically like, I had you so that you can like take care of your older brother, so he'll always have somebody in life, and who wants to hear that? So it was just so many pieces. But then you got this girl who they actually had connections as younger children, and she is like loco, rich, beautiful. Oh my gosh, she is so gorgeous. I just think, wow, she's just really, really pretty. In the drama, she's just a pretty person. The person who played the part, Moon Young. Her character, I mean, she was in her outfits. Oh my God, she was glamorous. Whether she was home, laying in the bed, walking. I mean, kudos to whoever was her stylist, wardrobe person, because she was flawless throughout the drama. And but there was like a connection with them too, and it was just so much backstory, and I was just like intrigued by the stuff that I didn't know, and at first I couldn't figure out. Then you had Judy, who really liked Gang Tae, and but he didn't really feel that. First of all, he didn't really let himself have feelings for anybody, let's be honest, because his thing was like, I have my brother, I have all these responsibilities, I don't have a life, I don't have anything. Then he had his but he had a best friend, what was his friend's name? Soo Jae, which I adored him, because that friendship, even though he would always say, who do you like more, you know, whatever, but that their bond and the way he felt about Dangtang and Sangtae was wow. I mean, when they picked up and moved every year, he made it his business to pick up and move with them. He always did a business that was easy to shut down and easy to open back up, which usually like a chicken business, I think it was. And he was the true meaning of a good friend, just a ride or die friend. And I really enjoy his character. And so you had him, and it was just so many pieces of the puzzle. And she was an author. Young Young was an author. She wrote like children's fairy tales that were a little dark to some degree, but she was popular. Like, so, you know, she had her publisher, which he was hilarious, and a little assistant that, first of all, that I can't think of her name now, but whenever she's in a drama, his assistant, I absolutely adore her. Like, I want her to get like I don't, if she's had a lead role, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I feel like she's always definitely had like a supporting role, and she's done extremely well in them, but I just really adore her and think she's great. So I'm hoping like she gets something. And if it's something out there that she's had, as many dramas as I've watched, I know there's tons I haven't seen, so maybe I've just missed her in a leading role, and I would love to find that out. I have to maybe Google it and search it. So anyway, so you have all these people. These are the pieces of the puzzle. So it's time for them to like move again. The brother's seeing the butterflies, and it's like they pack up, they go. But Judy has said, you know, hey, my hospital is hiring. Why don't you come move back to kind of where you were, which was originally like, it made them go full circle to where they grew up as kids. And so that's what they did. And that was actually the place I guess they needed to be for the drama to unfold the way it did. The patients, I love the idea that even with the big story surrounding the main three characters, that at the OK psychiatric hospital that they worked at, even the patients had their own like really not small but you know stories within what was going on. I really enjoyed that because some of the patient stories were really good. The guy with the drinking problem, the girl who, you know, apparently was abused, how they fell in love, but then when they were going to run away, he realized, I'm not well enough, you know. And I loved that scene where he knew he needed to go back so that he could be the man that he wanted to be for her. And I mean, and then the girl whose dad like sold her off to a shaman or whatever. And I mean, just their stories, and the older guy who was such a sweet older guy, but how, you know, he had killed in the war and he couldn't forgive himself. And just their stories intertwined with everything else that was going on. Though I think the writers did a great job. And then you had this nurse. So let's get to the nurse, because I'm just rambling about stuff. And if you saw it already, you're like, listen, you just spent 8 minutes talking about what I already know because I watched it. I get it. But I was just kind of going over some of the things, because sometimes when I do these reviews, I really just focus on the end, and I don't really focus on like what was happening leading up to, because I'm talking about what was more fresh in my mind. But anyway, let's get to this nurse. So you got this head nurse, can't remember her name, and you know, she kind of runs the hospital, but she seemed odd to me. I don't know about anybody else. I just got a weird vibe from her character, but I could never put my finger on it. I'm like, okay, you know, maybe she's just that's how she is, you know, she's the head nurse. But you know, the director, you know, he was definitely quirky, the director of the hospital, but I liked him, and I felt like he just found weird and odd ways to help these patients, which was great. But she started off not seeming weird, but then there were a couple things where something just didn't sit right with me with her. And then let's move forward. Episode 13 happened. So we're at the end of episode 13. You know, Moon Young, her dad is dead now, which, you know, they had a horrible relationship. She assumes that her mom is dead because her dad like threw her down the steps or pushed her down the steps or whatever, but they never found the body, whatever. But stuff is happening to make it seem like, okay, the mom might be available, you know, like alive. And then that end of episode 13, where somebody's driving in the car and you see the butterfly brooch, which was like the big thing, which was why the brother always talked about the butterflies. And it pans up, you know, it shows this, and it's slowly, and it's the nurse, the head nurse. Child, I said, lies you tell. That's why I had a weird vibe from this chick. That's why I said it's something that just didn't sit right with me with her. She was Moo Young's mother. So you mean for 20-something years, this woman, because she was working at the hospital for a minute, she never let on. I mean, she was slippery, man. I mean, this hospital had cameras. For however many, she fooled the director. Your daughter was coming in and out of the hospital, and once they had kind of like moved back down to that city, your husband was a patient, but of course you didn't recognize her face because she had some type of plastic surgery done. But she was that close to them all those years, and just had mapped out this plan or whatever. Who knows what her plan was to get her daughter back. But she was obsessed with her daughter. She was just obsessed with her daughter, which was not natural, which was a little cuckoo. One flew over the cuckoo's nest for sure. And when I saw that, I said, oh, Suki now. What? It was you? So from then on, things just got crazy, because you knew now she don't care. She didn't let it be known who she is, and things is about to get crazy. And they did. And, it was handled. But what I can say, man, my boy Sung Tae came to the rescue. When he decided, he would be the big brother, and he was there young, and he said, I take care of y'all, listen. And he was so proud of himself. After it was all said and done, he told that story to Sung Jae how many times about how he bopped her in the head and saved his brother and sister. But it was adorable. And he deserves some type of award, because he played that part. I give him the utmost respect and credit for his craft, for doing so well playing that part, because he did an amazing job playing Sung Tae. I really think everybody did a good job. Yuri's mom, first of all, I love her in any drama. She's just a well-seasoned actress. She's been around for a while, and I've always enjoyed her pretty much anything she's been in. The director of the publisher company, his love for Yuri was adorable, but he was so awkward, and he was just awkward. But I like how eventually she got over it and realized, like, Sung Tae doesn't like you. She went through whatever, and you got somebody here who genuinely cares for you. So I just liked how everything unfolded. I like how each episode progressed. I liked how the suspense was kept with some things, and some things I didn't figure out right away, because when you watch Korean dramas for a long time, eventually you get to a point you just feel like, oh, I can just know how it's going to end. And even if you can figure out how it's going to end, it's nice to have pieces where you just don't know what's happening next. Because sometimes I watch some and they are classic storybook, and I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen. Doesn't mean I don't watch them, because I'm a K-drama addict, but it's nice not to know. And I feel like this drama has some of those elements to it. It wasn't as dark as I thought it would be. It was good. It was, I had heard, I forget who I was talking with. So if you're watching this and you're one of the person I was talking to, I'm sorry that I can't remember right now. But I was talking to somebody, and we were saying how this drama is not really popular in Korea, but it's extremely popular international. As an international fan, I'm sure there may be reasons why it's not popular in Korea. I would say the biggest element is because it dealt with mental illness and things like that, and autism and stuff like that, which is a sensitive topic. I feel like in Korea they don't really address it as openly, but I guess they're trying to. But I felt this drama was wonderful, and the way it ended, and then how Moo Young and Sung Tae literally were little kids that argued over everything. They wanted Sung Tae's love, and they wanted him to love just each of them, and that was adorable in itself. But the last episode was very emotional for a lot of different reasons. But the thing that I think got me the most was pretty much right towards the end, when Sung Tae said he wanted to go be an illustrator. He wanted to work. He was happier when he works, and told them to go on, and enjoy their driving across country or whatever, and enjoy the camping. But he wanted to do his own thing. And his brother was like, Sung Tae, will you be okay without me? And when he said back something he heard his brother say as a kid, that Gang Tae belongs to Gang Tae and Sung Tae belongs to Sung Tae. That just took me over the top, and I was just, tears were just falling. But it was such an emotional moment, and I saw that he realized, they could love each other, but they can have their own lives, because up until pretty much that moment, or a little before that moment, Gang Tae's life was just for Sung Tae, and now Sung Tae was like, I'm gonna be okay, and it's okay for you to have your life too. And that just was like a perfect ending to me. So I really don't have anything bad to say about this drama. I enjoyed it 100%, each episode from beginning to end, and I'm gonna give this 5 stars. So I'm going to end this because this is longer than I wanted it to be, and I probably was rambling a lot at some point. But this, if you haven't watched it, watch it. If you've watched it, let's talk about it. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you cry at the end? Were you shocked at episode 13 when the head nurse was her mother? Did you pick that up before? Tell me what you thought. I would love to not just, I give my review, but I like when other people comment and tell me what they thought or something, or their opinion or whatever on something. So as I always say, let's create a dialogue in the comments. And thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share. If you have a group, who watched this together, share this review with them. Let them see what they thought. And I'm giving this 5 stars, 100%. And again, shout out to Netflix, because, yeah, thank you guys for bringing some really good Korean dramas for us, because we appreciate it. So this is Philly Pre saying, until next time, guys. Bye.